G'day guys, kia ora and good evening. I'm Dave, welcome to New Zealand Outdoor Blades and Bullets. Hope you're doing fantastic. You can subscribe if you want, it would be appreciated. It helps my channel, but completely optional. I'm going to have a go at talking about the one rifle concept, and recently a subscriber made a comment on one of my videos and said that people should really go for a caliber cartridge in a rifle that pretty much does everything. And what I mean by doing everything is if you live in New Zealand, it's a good idea to get a hunting rifle that can tackle any manner of big game in New Zealand, so a bit of an all-rounder. And I also remember a quote, you've probably heard it before, is beware of the guy with one rifle because he or she knows how to use it. That point is quite valid. Throughout the course of my life, I've bought and sold a lot of rifles, and one of the challenges with that is you don't necessarily get to know rifles particularly well when every couple of years you change your rifles. So I'm a big fan of getting a rifle and getting to know it, and over time, and this does take a lot of time to get proficient, you'll get to know that rifle and the exact ballistics of it very well over time if you practice. On saying that, I'm actually a fan of having two big game rifles for deer, not one, because if you take your rifle to the gunsmith, you could potentially expect that rifle to be in the gunsmith for months, so it pays to have a backup. Also, if you have a shortage of ammunition, it pays to have a backup rifle as well, in a different caliber, just in case we get a shortage of ammunition, which we do in New Zealand from time to time. But what is a one rifle concept? So if you're going to buy a rifle, particularly if you're starting out, these things cost a lot of money, so you don't want to be going out and buying 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 rifles because you can't afford it. Who can afford that? So when you buy this rifle, it's important that you buy a rifle that you can get the best bang for buck, no pun intended, out of that rifle. So, they cost a lot of money. So you get that rifle and it should be able to allow you to confidently shoot any animal that you plan to hunt in New Zealand at the ranges that you plan to hunt. So for example, if you're a pig hunter and are shooting pigs with dogs at close range, you don't need a 7mm Magnum. But if you're a deer hunter or you hunt chamois, deer, goats in say the South Island, you want something that's going to do a bit of everything. So for example, I think it's quite handy to have a standard caliber that's capable of killing any animal in New Zealand easily out to 300 meters or so. Some people want to shoot further, that's fine, but that for me is the bare minimum. And a good test for me is if you're going on a hunt, say a raw hunt in the North Island or a tahr hunt on the South Island, your rifle should be capable within reason of doing both. And this will save you money. It will give you great versatility in your rifle, and it will allow you to get to know this rifle over time. Now, what are some good cartridges in mind for the one rifle concept? Well, typically I would actually often consider a standard cartridge, because one reason is that we do get ammunition shortages in New Zealand. And so a common cartridge, for example, the 308, it's very rare in New Zealand that you'll get a shortage of 308 ammunition, and a 308 is able to easily kill a deer out to 300 meters in New Zealand, and with the right sighting set up, the right ammunition actually, and the right shooter behind it, you can easily kill a deer actually at 500 meters with a 308. But it doesn't have to be a 308. You've got all manner of other cartridges. You've got 270, it could be a 6.5 by 55. 708 is also very, very good option for the one rifle concept, although the ammunition occasionally can get scarce. But it doesn't have to be one of those more powerful ones. You might want a 223 or a 243, as long as you're happy that that can deal with whatever animal that you're wanting to shoot at the ranges that you want to shoot. For those of you that want to go for something more powerful, like a 300 Win Mag or a 6.5 PRC or a 7mm Rem Mag, you go for it, and that will give you more power. It gives you a flatter shooting cartridge. Just be aware though, particularly for some of the more exotic cartridges like a 6.5 PRC, you haven't got the same range of ammunition out there. So you still run a little bit of a risk at some point of not getting the ammunition that you want or need if we get shortages. The other point to bear in mind, particularly for the more exotic cartridges, is the cost of ammo is significant. Some of these Magnum cartridges and the new ones that are coming out are sort of 180, 200 New Zealand dollars for a box of 20. That is a lot of money, whereas at least with a 308 or a 270 or something, or a 243, your ammo is sort of like half that price. So it's definitely a consideration. But anyway, this is the whole sort of one rifle concept. Not the easiest concept for me to present on YouTube, but I would love to hear from you and love to hear what you think. You got this far. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic evening. Cheers.